Oh, wait. I guess from my slumber I was awakened by the news that a new console generation is gonna be released soon for PlayStation and Xbox. Who is excited about that? Well, let me tell you, not this guy. The reason is because I've seen with each passing generation the innovation decreasing in terms of wow factor. It's only more frames, slightly better performance, but the prices are still going up as if it is the highest degree of innovation ever made by humankind. No, it's not. So here I got for you some footage from me reacting to the latest announcement and discussion about the new Xbox handheld and PlayStation next gens. Just gonna say, eh, eh. Yeah, guys, what do you think they're gonna change for the new consoles? Oh, let me guess. They're gonna improve the performance by 10%. And for that you have to pay double the price. But hey, 10% instead of 60 frames per second, you can play games in 66 frames per second. Have you thought about that? Or your friends will be so crazed up, they're like, oh my god, I see the frames. They gonna all of you when you play FIFA, you're gonna activate your Sharingans and see how the frames are moving on the screen. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. Okay, so let's talk about the new consoles. New console situation we got ourselves here. Who is excited about new consoles for PlayStation, Xbox? Hands up. I'll put it down, cause I'm not. Wowee! Wowee! More. Actually, I'm excited for one reason when something comes new, because it makes the older thing cheaper. So if I look at iPhone 10, the offer proposition is irrelevant for me, but the most important thing is if I'm looking to buy an iPhone, an older version, it's half the price once the newer one comes up, because all the smart people are gonna buy that one. Yeah, they gotta change the 9 with 10 so they can show off to their friends, because that's what their personality is all about, showing off the newest thing. Ugh, feel sad. Anyway, let me turn out my sad ambience music. Sad.
Next generation devices.
What you
And
doing?
the head of PlayStation says the future of the platform is top of mind. We'll dig into all that.
Oh yes, top of mind. Where the exclusives at, dog? Where the exclusive at, dog?
On Next Gen Console Watch, coming up after these messages.
Come on, man. Don't make us wait.
Welcome back to Next Gen Console Watch, our show following all the latest gaming hardware. I'm Damon Hatfield, and this week I'm joined by Ryan McCaffrey, host of Unlocked, and Max Scoville, host of Beyond.
Hey.
And we've got some Next Gen Xbox news today. Now, some of this sounds a little familiar to me. I want Ryan to sort of refresh my memory, but
I like how they reply. They're like, okay, cool, hello, hi. The other guy didn't even twitch. He's like, did you call my name? Ah, I lost my web opening. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Here's what's in the headlines today. Microsoft has said in a statement
he starts
announcing that we're
laughing.
building the next generation of Xbox first-party devices and cloud, including our future Xbox consoles, together with AMD. They promise next-level performance, cutting-edge graphics, breakthrough gameplay, and unmatched compatibility. It also said everything it's working on will be fully compatible with users' existing Xbox game library. So that's great.
That's not bad. That's not bad. The good thing about Xbox consoles, from what I heard, is not their exclusives, because they are non-existent. Number one is not their hardware, because nobody cares. It's literally a worse PC. It's the fact that you can play older older titles on their console, regardless of what the title is from. So you can play Xbox One, and I'm not talking one as in the 2020. I'm talking about the one that was like 2000s, right? and that's pretty crazy because I remember like they had this in PlayStation 3, right? I don't even think so. Could you play PlayStation 2 games in PlayStation 3? I don't think so. Sony gotta figure something out for their consoles, but I don't regardless performance. Never seen performance increase. Let me predict how much performance increase you'll have. 20%. Nobody cares. The price is like 3 times bigger. Come on. What are you gonna make it like instead of blue, white, or you make it blue or something? The console, come on, man. AMD. Now, one thing that people are excited about, and they're referring about the compatibility feature that you just mentioned. It would be really cool if you could have Windows on it. That's exciting. Yes. Like bring something new to something fresh, not more frames, because we are already at the peak of gaming in terms of that. You just you're adding a little bit of cream on top of an already good, well-made cake. Okay, we don't need that.
That all sounds cool. But Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they not already announce they were working on next-gen Xbox hardware?
They have. To me, this was more of a we're sticking with AMD announcement as opposed to going in some different direction. Yeah, I mean, I think you more or less you could have copy pasted this same announcement from before the Series X came out, and it would have been pretty much the same thing.
Okay, so it's not exciting at all. I see. They just were bamboozling people. I see. That's how it is. Okay. Well, awesome. We already seen this one.
I mean, it's announcing the ongoing partnership with AMD, which is going to make compatibility a lot easier for Xbox, who obviously has, to their credit, really dragged the entire industry, the entire console industry, forward on the idea of compatibility. So yeah, we can look forward to everything.
What does he mean by that? Okay, we'll see. I don't know what he's talking about regarding compatibility.
Working on the next Xbox in whatever forms, plural, the next Xboxes take.
Well, earlier this year, there was a report that Microsoft is targeting 2027 release window for both its next-gen Xbox and also its first-party handheld, and that it would be more like a PC than any console before it that would support.
That's some interesting news. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, this is interesting news.
For third-party storefronts, like
they should be more like PCs. To be fair, you should be doing stuff that you do on your PC on an Xbox, and also play higher quality games, because that's basically the appeal for it, right? For now, it's just a cheaper video game alternative, right? Where you can play high quality games. But the problem is they're exclusive. You also need, when you buy a console, you just don't buy for that. You also have like look at Nintendo. Nintendo has like outdated graphics out of the wazoo, and yet everybody's buying it. They had like crazy numbers in terms of release for Nintendo Switch 2. Why do you think so? Why do you think so? It's because they have the best exclusive on the market. Exclusive titles.
Steam, Epic Games Store,
Xbox
good old
in the
games, as well as
meantime,
Xbox.
no.
How are you
Almost
feeling
non-existent.
about all that, and especially the first-party handheld? Because there are also reports that that's sort of been sidelined in favor of the third-party handheld.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought both of those up because I had the same reaction of, wait a second, I thought the report we got was that they'd more or less backburnered the first-party handheld, but they were pretty clear. They said next generation. Sarah Bond in the announcement video says next generation Xbox consoles in your living room and in your hands. Now, technically, there's nothing explicitly stated there that says it wouldn't necessarily be a third-party handheld, but I certainly took it to mean, hey, we're working.
I mean, they copied Nintendo. They realized, you know what, there is a market out there for handheld games. They're kind of late to the parties. PlayStation did it a long time ago. I think their best console handheld-wise is PlayStation Portable. PlayStation Vita flopped as hell, and I will have that one as also because I was so happy with PlayStation Portable. Unfortunately, the PlayStation Vita kind of flopped. Unfortunately, But it's a good console. Also, I really like it. You had a touchscreen and all that crap. It was really good. But obviously, PlayStation Portable is the goat. Meanwhile, Xbox is 50 years late to the party. Still, I can imagine the handheld would be something similar to the Steam Deck, right? In terms of capabilities.
With
So
AM,
they need to at least have a niche. Like, why would I buy this over the Steam Deck? What's the reason for it? Because I can play old games on Steam, which basically are Xbox game also, right?
to co-develop the silicon for these next generation Xbox devices, including a handheld. So it seems to me like
handheld.
the
I hope it's cheap.
handheld device, if it was ever off the table, it's back on. And then you brought up the issue of the timing. And I kind of had the same reaction of like, well,
Song, let's go.
making this announcement now, even if it's basically just a dressed
I need to
up
finish the first game.
AMD partnership announcement, are they really 3.5 years away? If they're making this announcement now about the next generation of Xbox hardware, it would seem like things are a little bit closer than that.
Okay, so what he's saying is this announcement should be made with the thought in mind that it will be released sooner than like 3 years in the future, right? Because usually every generation of like console takes quite a while to release one after the other. But I think this one that they did, Xbox Series X, I believe, was a flop. I think also PlayStation 5. Like, what was the point of PlayStation 5? I'll do you one better. What was the point of PlayStation 5 Pro? They say, it's only for the elite. Cool, man.
Which could very well align with 2.5 years from now,
For the
aka
Elon
fall of
Musks out there.
2027. So
For my kings.
yeah, I've pretty well landed where you have with this, Damon. Is it seems like it's sort of reaffirming a lot of what we already knew, but just making it clear that they're intending to build multiple devices. Now the storefronts thing, that's the last piece I wanted to mention, is because that one, her quote here specifically, I had to write it down to make sure that I had it exactly right. It says, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. And then they want to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming.
Right.
So,
A little bit sussy. But sussy in a good way.
my takeaway from that is that they just got done telling us about the ROG Ally X, the third-party handheld that's going to use kind of a simplified version of Windows, a more just Xbox streamlined, less fat version of Windows to free.
Forward.
You were able to go hands-on with ROG Xbox Ally X, correct? I don't. We
Yes.
haven't talked about that on this show. Could you sort of briefly share your
Demo of the new handheld. Probably it's not the last iteration of it. I mean, they have ROG, right? Gonna be something similar in that, something alongside that area, basically.
It was lighter than I expected. And then on the performance side, unfortunately, with no disrespect to the Coalition, Gears of War Reloaded's not really the best thing to try and get a real sense of its horsepower with, because it's a 19-year-old game. It's being very lovingly remastered.
Okay, I see what she means. So this is like a remaster and the game is old, so you can see the full capacity of the gaming console with it. It's not tested to its highest running performance. Okay, it's not gonna force this to go sicko mode.
Mastered, like, it does look really good, but it's still, it's running an old game. So
Okay.
and once we can throw Cyberpunk at it, or we can
Cyberpunk. That one. That's how you test the game. The one that destroyed the Xbox One in terms of performance completely, with how bad it was at launch. That game. bring it up. Let's see what's up with that one.
Can throw, something new.
You know what else? Because we just spoken about it. Try out the Monster Hunter Wilds game, huh? Let's see how is he gonna do in this one.
For a brief impression, it's a positive one.
All right,
Yes,
so
yes.
Xbox confirms
Wonderful
or
ads.
reaffirms it's continuing to develop next-gen hardware. Which
What
is,
about the
interesting
PlayStation?
as it becomes more and more like a
Ain't nobody care about the
publisher, a
Xbox.
cross-platform publisher all the time that is happy to put its games
PlayStation.
anywhere. But what of
PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation
I
have
think,
a
Max,
bit
correct me
better
if I'm
exclusive to launch.
off the mark here, but I
titles.
think the general consensus is PS5 has been very, very successful. But I think people
It's been, yes, but still in my eyes it's a disappointment. It wasn't a big change from the PlayStation 4, the way PlayStation 4 was from PlayStation 3. I have PlayStation 3 up there on my drawer, I guess. And let me tell you, there are games that work both on PlayStation 3 and 4. You can feel the difference. You can feel the difference in terms of gameplay. Literally, you can feel the game is played differently because you cannot run it the same way it runs on PlayStation 4. Meanwhile, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, there's no difference. It's just, oh yeah, graphical fidelity. Oh wow, now I can see the pores on my guy's face while he's sweating while he's shooting his goal. Maybe I'll look at it once in my whole gameplay journey in FIFA. Come on, man, I don't care about that.
console strategy. While we cannot share further details at this stage, the future of the platform is top of mind. We are committed to exploring a new and enhanced way for players to engage with our content.
New and enhanced way. I'll cap on that until proven otherwise.
And services.
Cap. Or my cap.
How would you decode that, Max? Is that anything
have
different
no
than
cap.
just a PlayStation 6 that's a more powerful PS5?
Yes, that's gonna be.
I mean, it's hard to say.
It's gonna be a PlayStation 5 Pro.